Living Flame, number 19, Life of the World. We are still in John chapter 6, the Bread of Life discourse. And I like this topic very much. And we have to explore deeper this John chapter 6 in order for us to understand the meaning of the Holy Eucharist. We read from John chapter 6 once again. I am the living bread that came down from heaven. Whoever eats this bread will live forever, and the bread that I will give is my flesh for the life of the world. The bread that I will give is my flesh for the life of the world. Ibig sabihin, mga kapatid, ang Eucharistia, ang pag-aalay ni Jesus ng kanyang sarili, ng kanyang katawan at dugo, His body, blood, soul, and divinity, it is not just for the consumption or salvation of Catholics or Christians for that matter. He gives His bread and His life for the world. I think we need to stop for a moment and try to understand that. Na ang pinapakain ni Jesus ng kanyang katawan, ng kanyang tinapay ng buhay, ay hindi lang yung mga sumasampalataya sa Kanya. He also sustains the world with His real presence even to this day. God never abandons us. Hindi siya absent. He has never been absent in the world. He has always been here with us, always sustaining us in all our needs. Tingin ko po, kaya nabubuhay ang mundo sa gitna ng napakaraming mga trahedya, sa kabila ng maraming mga kadahilanan para tayo ay mawalan ng gana o mawalan ng pag-asa. Tingin ko po, hindi dahil sa pari ako o Kristiyano. Tingin ko, naniniwala ako kasi ang katotohanan ng buhay natin ay may nagpapakain sa atin. May patuloy na nagbibigay buhay sa atin that we cannot give to ourselves. God created the world out of love. And God sustains the world even today because of love. So His presence is not just for us. His nourishment is not just intended for us. It is for the life of the world. At naniniwala rin tayo na kahit doon sa mga hindi nakakakilala sa Diyos, kahit doon sa mga hindi tumatanggap kay Jesus, we strongly believe in our faith that the mercy of God can reach out to them. Hindi rin sila pababayaan ng Panginoon. Hindi rin sila kakalimutan o kakaligtaan o isasantabi ng Diyos. Mahirap paniwalaan yun kasi may mga nagsasabi na tayo lang dapat ang maliligtas. O tayo lang dapat ang mahal ng Diyos. Tayo lang dapat ang binibiyayaan ng langit. Kasi tayo ang sumasampalataya sa Kanya. If we have that understanding of God, then we are limiting God according to our own presuppositions, according to our own perceptions. But God defies all human understanding. His ways are not our ways. His paths are not our paths. And His plans are not ours. May pamamaraan ng Diyos para patuloy na buhayin ang sanlibutan. If you look at the physical world, the natural world around us, pag nakikita mo ang kagandahan ng mga bundok, ng mga bulkan, ng magagandang tanawin, mga puno, mga halaman, nakikita mo yung kalawakan ng karagatan. If you go deep sea diving, for example, and you look at the world underneath. Or you go up, mountain climbing. You go up to the mountain. Halos maabot mo na ang ulap. You cannot help it but wonder and ask yourself, can nature do this on its own? Can we just design the world according to our human abilities or the natural evolution? No. Hindi kayang ng tao, hindi kaya ng tao o ng kalikasan na likhain ang kanyang sarili. There must be someone who gives life and light to the world. We believe in God, creator of all things. We believe in God, the life of the world. He sustains all. Everything in this world is created and sustained by the God who loves us until today and forever.